Hello friends, welcome to Lizziefaye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth, and as you can see from the title of this video, this is not a booktube video. So if you are one of my booktube subscribers and you are interested in my journey of selling on eBay, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. And if you have recently found me perhaps on Rebel's live stream, the Rebel Reseller, thank you so much for coming over here and checking out my channel. I hope that you will be interested enough to stick around and subscribe. And just to catch you up a little bit, if you are new here, this is my third episode of my journey of selling on eBay. I started back in September. My husband had started an eBay store several years ago, and I had helped a little bit and quickly discovered that I hated listing. So I just didn't do it. I left it up to him, and he was about at the point last year that he was ready to quit. And I had, in the meantime, retired. So I said, hey, why don't I take another stab at it? I was in a better headspace then, and I thought, hey, I need to renovate the kitchen, and we're just not going to get there financially unless we do something. And I have so many things that I needed to sell, and I said, why don't I take it over, and whatever I earned, we'll use to renovate the kitchen. And he said, fair enough. So it has been a journey. It has been fun. I have learned a lot, and I have, instead of selling the majority of the stuff I have, I keep acquiring more. I think, you know, the temptation is real. But I wanted to show you in this video the items that I sold in the first 2 months of selling on eBay, the first 2 months of listing and selling on eBay. And I will probably do another video of November and December. And then if that takes me till the end of February, then I'll do January and February together. But eventually I want to try to get to where I'm doing these more often. And then in between those, I need to do some hauls. Because of the influence of Rebel, the Rebel Reseller, who is the plush queen, I have started looking for plush and stuffed animals to sell when I go to the thrift stores. And I have found some really good stuff. I haven't even started listing it because it needs to be cleaned, and I need to sit down and catalog it and, you know, write down how much I paid for it and all of that before I get it all mixed up in my head. So as I'm taking things out of bags and getting it all recorded, I want to share with you what I got. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you'll stick around. Meanwhile, though, let me go back to September of 2021 and show you the items that I sold. Now, if you go back and watch episodes 1 and 2, which I will link, I've actually got a playlist started, and I will just add each of these videos onto my playlist. If you go back to those, I do talk about what I'm initially listing and a few of my early sales, but a lot of times I would be in such a hurry to get things packed up, I would forget to film, and at that time, I didn't have editing software that would allow me to add pictures to the video. Now I do. So I'm going to do just a quick recap, and if you saw those videos and you remember them, you may see some of these things that you've already seen, but I just kind of want to start from here and try this format, because I've been watching other people, not only Rebel, but the Hustle Couple and others who go through every week and show what they sold. And I think they're just fascinating videos. So I sold 8 items in my first month. I listed the equivalent of 5 things a day. Now, there were a few days that I missed completely. In the month of September, I had to fly home to Oklahoma for a funeral in the family, so I missed those days of listing. And there were just, you know, a few days I missed, and some days I did more than others, but I did do the equivalent of 5 listings a day, 5 days a week. Then after doing that for a couple of months, I decided I really wanted to do the equivalent of 5 days every week, or 5 days, 5 a day every day. But I was gonna try to do, you know, a draft bank, and I still haven't really been able to successfully do that, but it's a goal. It's good to have goals. So I don't remember exactly the number that I listed, but it was like 5 times 20 plus a couple, I don't know, something to that effect. And so, you know, it takes a little while to sort of get things going, and we had about 80 83 listings already in our store when I started. They were things that my husband had listed. A few of the things were things that I had acquired for him to sell, but they were things that he listed, and so those are still in our store. I have since then gone back and tried to tweak those, made a few corrections and some updates, changed a few prices, looked up comps for things, and I have been able to sell several of those things since then. Still have several left, but it's going pretty well for old items, I thought I was turned to the right page and I wasn't. Then anyway, we will also go through October. I sold, I think, 32 or 36 things, somewhere around that number of items in October, and pretty much kept up the same listing pace. At the end of October, I did get us up to 250 listings, which was the limit of the store that we were at, and I didn't realize, because it just kept letting me list things, I thought it was going to cut me off, and then I realized too late that it was charging me 30 cents for every for every listing that renewed and every new listing that I added. So we decided at that point to just go ahead and raise our store to the next level, because now we qualify for the coupon. We get $25 in shipping supplies with the level of store that we are at, and I have the leeway of going up to 1,000 items. If I ever get us up to 1,000, then we'll reevaluate and decide if we want to keep going. But I am happy to say that at our January 20th evaluation, I did make top rated seller. So I was very excited about that. So, okay, so I want to briefly just go back through the items that I sold in September. I don't think I paid any money for any of these items. At least I didn't buy them to sell. They were things that were already in our house. Either they were given to me, or they had belonged to a member of my family, and they were just items that we were not going to use. So they were fair game for listing on eBay. My very first sale were some vintage Tupperware salt and pepper shakers. I think the official name of these is Midget Minis, and we used to have a set like this when I was growing up, and I don't have those anymore, but I believe these came from my neighbor's home. We used to have some elderly neighbors who have passed away over the last several years, and their son gave me a lot of stuff, and that was one of the things that they gave me, and so I was happy to list it. The buyer paid $12.50, and the shipping fee for me was $3.51. The eBay fees were $1.99, and I made a $7 profit on those vintage Tupperware salt and pepper shakers. The next item was a Nintendo DS game that had been my daughter Katie's. It was the My Little Pony Pinkie Pie's Party, and I sold it, or the buyer paid $7.50, and out of that I paid $3.19 in media mail shipping, which I found out later, just recently, that I think video games are not supposed to go media mail, so I did not realize that. I was completely under the impression that they were media, but anyway, we live and learn. Then the eBay fees, did I say the eBay fees were $1.31? Shipping was $3.19, and that gave me a profit of $3, which I should probably give to Katie, but we're going to renovate the kitchen, and she still lives here, even though she's 18. She's in college, and, she'll benefit from the kitchen as well. She's given me several things to sell that I have sold, and hasn't asked me so far for any money back. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. The next thing, I really learned my lesson on this one. I did not weigh it well before I listed it, and I don't even know if I really checked the comps very well. This was a hardcover copy of The Guest List by Lucy Foley, which I had picked up at our library book sale area. I actually didn't pay for it. A friend of mine paid for it, and I think she read it first and then gave it to me, and we needed to read it for book club, and she didn't want it back, and I was not ever going to read it again, so I decided to list it. So the buyer paid $6.60, but because it was over 2 pounds, and I did not even realize, I didn't even think about all this, I had already stuck it in a bubble mailer and sealed it up when I realized that the shipping label was going to be $5.08. And then on top of that, the eBay fees were $1.33. So my profit was 19 cents on that very, very good condition hardcover book. But, you know, it was 19 cents. My other option would be to put it in our little free library, which, you know, that would have been fine too. But we live and learn. All of these things are learning experiences. The next thing was 2 sets of Russian nesting dolls. These were some that my mom had given us, and I don't need to go into details, but I just didn't want them in the house anymore. And so I listed those. The buyer paid $16.10, and the shipping, though, was $11.69, and the eBay fees were $2.48. So I made $1.93 on those, which was fine. I sold them to a collector. I got really good feedback. They loved the price, and they thought the dolls were in great condition, and they gave me very high praise. So again, I didn't make a lot of money, but I moved them on out of the house to someone who will really appreciate them, and got really good feedback. So all of these small sales, if they add up to good feedback, even though it's a little profit, this all helped towards, you know, getting me to top rated seller. The next item was a really good sale. This was the very first item of scrapbooking supplies that I sold. And probably the first thing that I listed. Just to catch you guys up, if you're new to my channel, I have a friend in another town who decided to quit scrapbooking. She had a health scare and really doesn't have any descendants to pass scrapbooks down to, and she just wanted to downsize, and decided that scrapbooking was one of the things that could go. So she gave me a lot, like 3 carloads of scrapbook supplies, albums, stickers, paper, a Cricut. I mean, just a lot. And I have only listed a fraction of it. And the first thing that I sold was this craft organizer tote bag. I don't know the brand. I could not find a tag on it anywhere, but the buyer paid $39.95 plus tax. I've been forgetting to say tax because I don't see the tax. eBay collects that. It cost me $16.81 to ship from that total, and the eBay fees were $5.63. So I did make $17.51 on an item I got completely free, and it was in really nice condition. The next thing I sold were some clear 12 by 12 top-loading scrapbook pages. They were by Recollections, and I sold those for $14, but the shipping on those was $10.44, and the eBay fees were $2.12, so I only made $1.44, but they were a type of page protector that I don't use for my own scrapbooks, so I was perfectly happy to ship those on out. This next thing was unbelievable to me. This is a jeweled calendar kit from 2018. We received this, I think I received it, or my daughter did, from someone for Christmas in 2017. Never got it put together, never even opened it. It's just been floating around our house. And I thought, what am I going to do with this 2018 calendar? Well, the answer is sell it on eBay. Someone paid $17.99 for that. And it only cost $3.57 to ship. The eBay fees were $2.74, and I made $11.68 on that item. And it's a 2018 calendar. I am starting to rethink everything in life now. Then the last item I sold in September, actually, this is a sad story, but I learned something from this as well. It's not a sad story. It's, well, let me just tell you the story, and you can decide. I sold this album. I didn't really know what to call it. Roses, Butterflies, Memories Scrapbook Album, 12 by 12. That's what I called it in the title. And it sold, the buyer paid $24.40. So about half of that was shipping, $12.70. The eBay fees were $3.63, which left me an $8.07 profit. Here's what happened, though. That sold the day I was leaving to fly out to Oklahoma for a funeral. And I was in such a hurry, I did not even read the mailing label. So I slapped the label on, I got the box ready, put the label on, left it with my husband. He was driving us to the airport. My daughters and I went. He stayed home. And I said, would you please mail this when you get done taking us to the airport? He said, sure. So apparently he didn't look at the address label either. I got a notification a few days later that this item was being returned to me due to insufficient address. So I got out the receipt and I looked at it. It had the person's name, their email address, and their city and zip. So it got to the city and zip, but had no idea where to take it in the city. And the city was in New York City, a specific borough, but that's a big place. So it came back to me. And I immediately messaged the buyer. I was like, please, correct your address through eBay and let me know that you've done that and I will send it back to you. We'll work out the, shipping deal or whatever. And I mean, I'm still brand new at this point. I don't really know how this works. I did call eBay about something else later and told them the story. And they said, okay, we'll reach out to them as well. Never got anything back. So I thought, well, I have her email address. I will just send her an email. I tried that, and I still don't think I ever got anything back through that avenue. Although I'm not great at checking my email, so I need to go back and see. Finally, a month or two later, I thought I need to revisit this again because I still have this album still sitting in the box waiting to be shipped back. And I noticed that somehow in the conversation, in the stuff, the information I had on the buyer included her phone number. So I called it and I got in touch with her. And at first she was like, what? And I said, well, you bought a scrapbook, a photo album from me on eBay. And before I could even explain, she's like, oh yeah, and I never got it. I'm like, that's because your email was in the address instead of your physical address. So if you could please correct it on eBay and, let me know, I will send it to you. She goes, okay, well, I'm at work right now. So let me call you this weekend and we'll sort it out. Well, I didn't hear from her. And in that conversation, I had also said, I've been messaging you on eBay. She goes, oh yeah, I never check those. And so apparently she doesn't check her email either, which, I give grace because I never check mine either. But long story short, this has been way more than 90 days now. So all those messages have even fallen off eBay. I still have her email address though. And I was just thinking about this the other day because I'm sort of an out of sight, out of mind person. And I just ended up putting that album, it's still in the box. I put it back in the bin with the other albums. And, I don't look at that every day. They're in a bin with a lid. So I don't think about it. But I still want to resolve that. She paid for the item. I still have the money. Now, if I have to ship it back to her, that will eat up and take more than the amount I made in profit. But I believe eBay said I could invoice her for a new shipping fee. However, since it's been after 90 days, I'm not sure that I could. But I don't even care. I would just like to get her the album or refund her money, not the shipping cost, but the $12. I don't know. It's still open-ended at this point. What would you do? I know some of you would probably be like, well, I would just relist it. If I do that, I definitely want to figure out how to send her that money. Even if it takes a year for her to ever get back to me, I would plan on definitely refunding her money. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so that is everything for September. So in the month of October, I sold 30-something items. And I did, back in October, film a little bit of footage of a few of the things. It's kind of hard to make out all the details, so probably what I'll do is go ahead and show you the first few things that I sold. And then when I get to an item that I did film footage of, I'll go to that footage and I will just maybe overlay better photos of some of it and then just come back in between until we get to the end of October. And then that'll be all for this video, and I'll come back in another video to do November and December. All right, so the first thing I sold in October was another scrapbooking item. It was a Marvy Uchida 3-inch circle punch. And it's just basically a tool that, you know, you put your scrapbook paper in and it punches a big 3-inch circle. I sold it, well, the buyer paid $14 and the shipping was $8.04, fees were $2.18, so I came out with a profit of $3.78. Now, the reason I'm just saying what the buyer paid is because I don't remember at this point if I charged extra for shipping or if I said free shipping. So either way, what the buyer paid is, you know, whether I, you know, broke it down into shipping plus item, I don't know. And also it doesn't say on here which things were best offer. I did take, you know, lower offers on several items. So I'm just going to tell you what they paid. The next thing was, okay, this does have kind of a story. These are 4 metal stickers or charms, maybe metal charm stickers. They're Hello Kitty, and each one came individually in this little purse pack. These came with the scrapbooking items that my friend gave me, and I looked at these. I couldn't really find any kind of comps on them, and I thought these are probably something really collectible. And so I thought, well, why don't I just put them on auction? I hadn't really done any auctions yet. And I knew that I wanted to try and get a certain amount of money for them. So I thought, well, I'll put a reserve on them, not knowing that if you put a reserve on something, you get charged $5 for that listing. And it's better, really, just to start them out at the price that you know, start them out at the minimum price that you want. But I didn't know all that. I'm new. So, and if you look when you're listing, right down at the bottom, before you click list item, it tells you if there's going to be a fee for that item, like promoted listing or whatever. And I saw the $5, but it didn't register until later. I think when it came out of our bank, I was like, whoa, wait, what? What? I didn't do it. You know, I didn't authorize $5. Well, I found out. So I had been charged $5 for each of those auctions. Meanwhile, I had some watchers. I think I had a bid on 1 or 2 of them. And then I had someone message me. I really am interested in all of these, but I can't watch 4 different auctions. Would you be willing to put them all in one or relist them in a buy it now just for me? And I'll give you, you know, whatever your reserve is. And she was asking me to do it, like to put her name in the title, like as if this is a listing that is for this person. Well, I didn't know if you could do that. And I'm like, can you do that? I didn't know. And she's like, yeah, you know, I do that all the time. So I thought she was the person who had bid. It turned out she wasn't. But anyway, I decided to go ahead and do it. But I added up my, you know, my reserve price on, you know, for all 4. And then I think I took off a tiny bit for something. I don't remember what. But anyway, I said, you know, I said, sure, this is going to be the price for all 4. And, you know, I will relist it. So I did. I relisted it. And I think it took her about a day. But she did click to pay for, I mean, she clicked to buy it, and you know, within another day or 2 she had paid for it. And so all of them sold. The buyer paid $47.96. Oh, I think the 96 cents was because I had listed each one. I had a reserve of like something 99, whatever that is. I don't do math in my head, but you know, $48 divided by 4, what is that, 12? I think, yeah. So I think I had probably put $11.99. And so I, you know, I'm not going to milk an extra 4 cents out of her by making it even. I'm just going to add the, you know, multiply that together, and that's what we have. So the shipping, though, they were very light. The shipping for all of them in one package was $3.79. The fees, though, were $6.89, and, you know, because it's a percentage based on how much the item was. And I came out with a profit of $37.28. So that was a very good sale. You know, would it have gone higher if I left them on auction? I doubt it, because I have tried 1 or 2 more auctions since then on other things, and yeah, I've given up on auctions. I don't think I'm ever going to try auctions again. I mean, you should never say never, but I don't plan to at this point. Okay, the next thing was just this one piece, it was a cardboard Halloween picture. I used to have a lot of these when I was a kid. I say used to. I still have them, and they're listed. But this was the very first one I got. My birthday is the day after Halloween on November 1st. So Halloween, when I was little, was kind of like my favorite holiday because it ushered in my birthday. So I had all these pictures that I would hang all over the house, and I made a big production of it. I would even move them every day or every week, so that in each room got to have a different picture every day. It was crazy, I know. But this one I never really loved, and it didn't go with any of my other sets. It was probably one that my mom had owned before I could even remember, and she gave it to me. It was kind of what got me started. So it was very, it had seen better days. But I listed it for $6, and it sold like the same day. And the shipping was $3.81 because I did make sure I put cardboard on both sides of it. The fees were $1.09, so I ended up with $1.10 when it was all said and done, which is still more than I probably would have gotten for it at a yard sale. And then the next thing was a jigsaw puzzle. So I had a friend that gave me, this is someone who sells online, and he's like, do you want these puzzles? Someone gave me these, and I don't want to fool with puzzles. Well, they were all sealed, not factory sealed. They had been worked and resealed, but each of them had a sticker on it that said complete. And he just didn't want to mess with it, just in case. And I was like, well, I'll take them, And at first I thought maybe I would donate them to a church rummage sale or something. But then when I started selling and I needed 5 things a day, there was that bag of puzzles, and I thought, I'm just going to list these. So I have done better on some than others, even though they were all listed at the same price. Sometimes I would I have taken offers on them. But let me tell you, what makes the difference is how you ship it. This very first one that I sold, and have I had a picture up here the whole time? I can never decide how long I should leave a picture of. This is a 1,000 piece Buffalo jigsaw puzzle from the Amy Stewart collection. And I listed it $14.99, and that included shipping and everything. So the shipping cost to come out of that was $8.49. eBay fees were $2.33, and I made $4.17, which is definitely more than I would have made at a yard sale. However, I had the perfect size box, and I only had one of those. The next one, which I think we'll get to in a little while, I had to use a bigger box, and the shipping was like $3 more. So it really makes a difference. And I'll get to the numbers on that one whenever we get to it. And if it wasn't in October, we'll get to it in the next video. But box makes a difference as far as size and the cost. The next thing was the very first lot of scrapbooking stickers that I sold. This was a huge lot of M&M themed stickers. I sold this lot for $19. The shipping was $3.88 and the fees were $2.82, so I came out $12.30 ahead on this big lot of M&M stickers. And the next 2 lots sold together in a bundle. And it's interesting because I was originally going to make these into one big lot, and then I decided to break it into 2, but the same person bought them both. So, hindsight's 2020. But these 2 lots, I had an Elmo lot, which was mostly stickers, but it also included an Elmo coloring book. And then I had another Sesame Street sticker lot that had various characters from Sesame Street. And I don't remember what I had each of them listed for individually, but the buyer paid $32 for both of these lots. And the shipping cost was only $4.50. And the eBay fees for one of the lots was $2.16 and the other was $2.39. And I came out ahead $22.95 on both of these lots of stickers. Then the next thing I sold was actually the first time I sold anything from the old original listings that had already been in our store when I took it over. I don't think I said at the beginning of this video, when I took over the store, there were about 83 items in our store that my husband had listed previously. I don't think he had listed anything in over a year. And one of the things that we have to sell a huge amount of is hardware. this was a huge lot of hardware that my father-in-law gave us. He is also an eBay seller and has been for many years. And he didn't have the space to work on hardware. It's not his niche. And so he helped my husband to renovate a room in a barn that we have on some other property in another county, which is between here and where my husband works. And so it's very easy for him to stop by there and do some work and, you know, before heading home after work. So that's where all the hardware is stored. Now, I've been in there and there is so much hardware. I mean, it's like a store's worth of hardware. And right now there's only 7 listings. Now these are multi-quantity listings, but there's so much to do. But my husband just doesn't have time to do it right now. So I think he's kind of secretly hoping that I will get the store up and running enough that, you know, once we renovate the kitchen and have the income flowing, that he can maybe go ahead and retire. He's a little younger than me, so he's not quite old enough to retire, but maybe by the time I get this all done, he will be, and then he could then work on all the hardware. But anyway, if I can pull up a picture of this, which I guess I can because this is still an active listing. We sold 3 of these. It is a socket cap bolt of black oxide, and he's got a bunch of different ones all under one listing. There's like 3 different finishes in different sizes, so it confuses me a lot. And I'm like, you know, now that we've upgraded to 1,000 listings, why don't you go ahead and separate those out into different listings? And he's like, yeah, but I don't have time to do that right now. So maybe in the future. Anyway, if I can show you what one looks like, I will. And at the time, I was running a little sale that if you bought 3 items, you got 20% off. So someone ordered 3 of these socket cap bolts, and they paid $10.55. The shipping was $5.72. The eBay fees were $1.75, so we made $3.08. Again, something that we got for free. The next thing I sold was a Creative Memories corner rounder. Now, many years ago, I was a Creative Memories consultant, and I have sold many of these corner rounders. $8 was the original retail price. I don't even know what the status of Creative Memories is right now, but my paid $8.25. Out of that, I took out the $3.42 shipping, and I came out with a profit of $3.41. Oh, and the eBay fees were $1.42. And then the next item was actually an item that got canceled, but then it has actually sold since then, so I'll save that for later. The next item I actually did film some footage of, but it was already in the box. So let me just go ahead and show you, and then I'll still show you that footage. This was my most exciting thing to sell. Even though I didn't make much money, it just validates my feeling that there are still people out there like me who are willing and enjoy listening to cassette tapes, because I sold 5 audiobooks on cassette. It was the first 5 books in the #1 Ladies Detective Agency series, and I did show the boxes in one of my earlier videos, either episode 1 or 2, but I'll show you a picture here. 5 different books on cassette. They were in little boxes. They were so cute, and I listened to all of those, and I was happy to pass them on to someone else. They paid $13.50. The shipping on those, because they could go media mail, was $4.45. Hang on a second. Sorry about that. In case you don't know, I have a 20-year-old daughter who has autism, and, you know, when she needs something, then everything else has to go on hold. So, they're each, oh no, let's see. The shipping was $4.45 and the eBay fees were $2.39, and I neglected to write down my profit for that. So hang on again. Okay, I figured out the profit on that. It was actually $6.66. I don't like that number, but that's more profit than I actually thought. Now, I may have paid something for these at a library book sale several years ago. I used to be in charge of book sales, and I don't remember if I just bought them when they were donated because I wanted them, or if I did let them sit through a sale or two and nobody else wanted them. And at that point, you know, if something has been through several sales and nobody wants it, a lot of times I would take things and donate them, but those I kept. I probably did pay at least something for those, maybe a quarter piece, 50 cents a piece, something like that. So it was so long ago, I don't remember, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Or maybe I'll go ahead and subtract a quarter a piece. Then that number won't be $6.66. All right, the next thing was just a single sheet of Hershey's chocolate themed scrapbooking stickers. The buyer, I always want to say I charged, but I don't know if I charged shipping or not on some of these. So the buyer paid $5. My shipping on those was $3.42. It was a little too wide to fit in a regular stamp size envelope. And so then with the eBay fees of 97 cents, I made 61 cents on those, which is fine. Then the next thing was some scrapbook stickers. They were Halloween themed by Jolie. That Jolie's is the brand, and this was I think a pretty good sized lot. There I go. The buyer paid $15 for this lot of stickers. The shipping was $3.79, and the eBay fees were $2.33. So I made a profit of $8.88. Okay, so the next thing was a Colorbox Designer Studio 8x8 scrapbook album, and I'll put a picture of it here. The buyer paid $18, and $9.60 of that went to pay for the shipping label, and the eBay fees were $5.68, or no, the eBay fees were $2.72, and my profit was $5.68. Okay, so now I'm going to go to a clip that I actually filmed back in October where I was shipping some of these things, and most of it I didn't have, I had already put everything in boxes, and so at the time, like I said, I didn't know I was going to be able to put a photo in, and I had really wanted to chronicle my sales, but I just didn't know how I was going to do it. So I will go back through, show you the clips, and maybe overlay the photos, or maybe you'll figure it out from what it's the last few items that I just talked about. Then I'll come back and we'll pick up where I left off. So I have 4 things going out today, and I have already wrapped them all up. Well, this I have not put in the envelope yet, so you can see this is 6 packages of Jolie's Boutique or Jolie's by You stickers from EK Success. These are all Halloween themed, and these sold last night. And I also sold a little album last night. It's an 8x8, cute little 1970s style scrapbook album. And I'm sorry I neglected to film any before I wrap that up. This is a sheet of stickers that are Hershey's chocolate bar themed, and I think I only sold those for like $2 plus $3 shipping. And then this, I'm so excited. I did show these in my episode 1 video. This is 5 audiobooks from the #1 Ladies Detective Agency series, and they are on audio cassette. They just sold for $8, which is not a lot, but that's $8 plus shipping. And I was excited because I enjoyed listening to those on cassette, and I was happy to send those along to a new home. So, okay, the next 3 things are on the next clip, and you can get a pretty good view of the Sandy Lion Precious Moments Baby Girl and Baby Boy stickers. So you'll see those in the video. The buyer paid $7 for those 2 packages, which I think just contained each 1 strip, or 1 strip of stickers. The mailing label was $3.88. The fees were $1.24, so my profit was $1.88. So you'll see those in the clip. And then the things I already, actually, maybe I didn't have these already boxed up. The triangle punch that you'll see in the clip, the buyer paid $10. To ship it cost $6.11. The fees were $1.60, so I came out with $2.29 profit. And then the lot of Halloween K & Company scrapbook stickers, die cuts, and journal boxes. The buyer paid $29, and the shipping was $9.60. The eBay fees were $4.24, and my profit was $15.16. So I'll show you that clip, and then come back and go from there. Hey everybody, it is Monday, October the 18th, and I want to show you what sold for me on eBay over the weekend. In my last clip, I showed you sort of what I was shipping out on Friday, and I shipped out 4 things that had sold over like a 2-day period, and then I didn't have any sales at all on Friday. I think the sales I shipped out had been from the day before, and I didn't have any on Saturday. And in fact, I didn't list anything on Saturday. It was our wedding anniversary, and even though we didn't really go anywhere or do anything, I just kept piddling around. I did take a bunch of pictures, but I didn't get anything listed. And my goal had been to get our store up to 250 items. And if I had listed 5 on Saturday and then 5 on Sunday, we would have been a little bit over. So I said, okay, Sunday afternoon, I'm going to get these things that I photographed listed. And I did, but I sold 5 things. Like almost all day Sunday, nothing sold. And then as soon as I sat down to start listing, things just started selling. And I sold 5 things in a row. So that was pretty cool. And they were all scrapbooking items. I think the first thing that sold was the biggest sale. And I've already got this wrapped up. I'm not going to unwrap it. But this is a bundle of Halloween stickers and embellishments. They're all from K & Company, and there is just a lot in here. And this sold for $25 plus shipping. I think the shipping is going to be a little bit more than I thought. I only charged $4 shipping, and I've already got the box figured out for it, and it goes a little over £1. So, you know, it's fine because it was a big lot, $25 for something that I got free. I can eat a little bit of the shipping. And then I sold these Precious Moments, little boys and little girl stickers. So that's cool. And I've already got my shipping things figured out. So those are ready to go. And then I sold this punch, a triangle. It says 2 inches, but right here it says 2 inches. And I can't, for the life of me, figure out how they get 2 inches. Maybe it's 2 square inches. I don't know, because none of these sides are 2 inches, but anyway, it is what it is. And so I've got the box for that. And then these 2 items I listed last night and they sold last night. The first thing that sold was this Coca-Cola pack of stickers, and I am just going to mail it in this letter size envelope. This size of an envelope will just go for a regular stamp. So I may just wrap it in one piece of paper, and I think that that'll be fine because the stickers are flexible, and if they get bent a little bit, I don't think it's going to damage them, because I did say free shipping on both of these because I was pretty sure they could just go at the letter rate. And then this is some yard work stickers. The reason I sold these individually is because I didn't really have anything else to go with them, so I just sold them individually. I think $3.99 each with free shipping. And yeah, they sold right away. These Precious Moments stickers, I think I sold for $5 with $3 shipping. And the punch was $6 or $8. I think $6 with $4 shipping. So anyway, I'm excited to be able to ship out 5 things today, and hopefully I will get some more sales today. And I didn't quite get our store up to 250, but I can do that today, and hopefully 5 more things will sell, and I'll just keep having that problem. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Okay, I'm back. So there were 2 other things that I was shipping that day, and I think I did mention those in that clip. There were 2 different packages of stickers that each contained just 1 strip of stickers. The buyer paid $3.99. There was 2 different buyers, 2 different lots, but it was just one package, 1 strip in each lot. And they were very small, and I knew that I could just put each one in a single letter envelope for a stamp. And but then when I went to try to print out a label, the cheapest label you could get was $3.19. And I had only charged the buyer $3.99 with free shipping because I was quite sure that I could just put a stamp on the envelope and that would be it. You know, what is a stamp now? 58 cents. So I called eBay and they said, yeah, we don't have that option anymore. I have since then heard that maybe there is one for trading cards. And I don't know if stickers could be grandfathered into that or not, but it's something I got to look into. Anyway, I called eBay and I said, you know, I can mail this for a stamp. So how do I do that? Because I really thought everything had to go through with an eBay shipping label. He said, you can do that. He said, but what I would recommend is that you contact your buyer and let them know that it's coming without not shipping, but that it's coming without tracking, and make sure they're okay with that. if they want to have tracking, then you can invoice them for whatever the shipping is going to cost. And I said, okay, well, I'll do that. So I messaged both the buyers, and they were completely fine with it just coming in an envelope of, first class mail. And so that's what I did. The next couple of times it happened, I did go ahead and message the person, and everybody so far has been fine with it. So I think I've done it once or twice more since then, and I haven't even bothered to message them or to ask. I just say, hey, I gave you free shipping, so I'm just mailing this with a stamp. Just be looking for an envelope. And that's what I did. And so far, I haven't had any trouble. The one negative thing is that by doing that, I can mark it shipped manually without an eBay mailing label, but it is not verified through eBay that it was delivered. Now, it is good to ask the person to be sure and leave feedback that they received it. That was what the eBay rep recommended. And honestly, I haven't looked back to see if everybody did that, and it's fine. But in looking at when my store was evaluated for top rated seller, that's the only thing that's not 100% was that my shipping was verified and tracked, that it was delivered. I'm at 95% because of those few items that I have sent in an envelope with a stamp. But it still didn't prevent me from being top rated seller, so I think it's fine. Then, so there were two of those. One was, they were both by EK Success, Jolie's Boutique. One was a strip called Yard Work, and it was, the buyer paid $3.99. I subtracted a 58-cent stamp. The fees were 83 cents, so I got a profit of $2.58. And the other one was a package or one strip of Coca-Cola scrapbooking stickers. Same charge. The buyer paid $3.99. I subtracted off a 58-cent stamp. For some reason, the eBay fees on this one was a penny more. It was 84 cents. So my profit there was $2.57. But I did get good feedback from both of those buyers. So that was great. Now, I do have a clip of this next one, and it's self-explanatory. I will go ahead and tell you that this lot, the buyer paid $8. The shipping was $5.08 media mail, and the fees were $1.54, so I only made $1.38. But lest you think there's no one out there to buy this stuff, let me show you the clip. Same day, just a little later, and when I sat down to print out my shipping labels, I saw that we had another sale. And lest you believe no one buys VHS anymore, I am here to tell you that we just sold some. This Century of War set, I think they're from Time Life. It's a documentary series about World War II. And this is one of the things that Randy had listed back when he was, just like solely running the store. And I had said yesterday, after we got up to 250 items, that I was going to go back and tweak some of the old listings. And this is not one of the ones that I tweaked, but it sold anyway. So it just sold for $8, which is not a huge profit by any means, but maybe they will go to someone who will enjoy them. Then we have sold several lots of VHS. Now that lot, as well as several other VHS lots, are some that my husband listed. So I'm very happy to see those older listings getting sold, and it's just exciting to watch those go. What I have done since then is in my custom SKU, I have been recording the date, just a 6-digit number. That's the date, like January 1st would be 01/01/22. That's part of my custom SKU so that I always know now by looking at my listings how long something has been listed. I kind of want to track that as we go along. The next thing was some Halloween stickers, Recollections brand, and this was a big lot. The buyer paid $32. The shipping was only $3.87, and the fees were $4.53, so I had a profit of $23.60. There is money in scrapbook stickers if you get them free. Now, if you don't get them free, be careful, because if you go to thrift stores and look for craft supplies, they want sometimes too much for them to make it beneficial for you to resell. But just remember, I got all this stuff for free. Now, my friend who gave me the stuff, she didn't want any money for it. It helped her for me to take it and just help her clear her house. In hindsight, though, after I add up what my profit has been so far, I am going to go back and give her some money. I just haven't done it yet because I wanted to actually make sure that it was going to sell and sort of get a feel for how much I could make and how fast and all of that. So I am going to go back and give her some money for these things. All right. The next was a bundle. It was 3 different lots of stickers. One of them was a Halloween lot, and altogether the 3 bundles were, the buyer paid $41.40, and I don't have the individual prices for each one here, but one of them was a Halloween lot. Another one was a birthday lot. I think most of them or all of them were Recollections brand, and then a very large lot of SpongeBob scrapbook stickers. So the shipping for all of those together was $4.42, and then eBay will break it down, the fees for each one. One was $1.44, one was $1.76, another was $2.71. The SpongeBob ones were $2.71, so I must have had a higher price on those than the other 2. So altogether for that lot, my profit was $31.07. The next was a scrapbook tool, Martha Stewart 1-inch circle punch, and the buyer paid $10. The shipping was $4.50. The fees were $1.60, and my profit was $3.90. So what I listed initially when I started getting all this stuff out, my daughter had helped me about a year ago to just get it sorted. So we had sorted all the tools into one container, and we had sorted stickers into various containers. I have like a drawer set and like a little craft drawer, and so I grouped the stickers into different categories, and I have listed, I think, every drawer out of that now except for one maybe, and they're like the Easter stickers, which I need to get to now that it's getting close to that. Then I had a whole separate box of Halloween stuff. So when Halloween started creeping up on me, I got those listed. And before I got to the stickers, though, I listed a bunch of the tools. I also listed some rubber stamps, but I haven't sold any of those. I might need to go back and maybe reduce the prices on those. So anyway, I mean, you won't sell it if you don't list it. And right now, I am going through a lot of the paper packs that have been that she gave me, and I don't think I've sold any of those, but they are heavy. So it's not hard to find a pack of paper for $5, but in order to make it worthwhile to sell and ship, I have to charge more than that. And I don't know, these might be better sold like in a booth situation or on Facebook Marketplace, local pickup, something like that. But anyway, I'm listing them, and eventually I may put the heavier things on Facebook Marketplace. Anyway, back to October. The next thing was a votive candle holder, like for a votive candle. A sconce, I think is what you would call it. I don't know. It's from Home Interiors. My mom went on a home interiors phase for a while. She started painting, and she had all these paintings that she was giving people, so she started buying home interior things to be a grouping to go with her paintings. And so I was the recipient of quite a few of those, and one of my favorites got broken. It was a set of 2, and I broke one of them, and rather than I don't use those anymore. I have some, but that particular one, I didn't have any replacements. And so I had this particular one, which I'm going to show you. That's the first one that sold. And then I had another style that I had 3 of that were all just extra that I'm not hanging on my wall right now. And so I listed each of these as replacements. I did see several people had listed them like in big lots, but I thought, if someone has 2 and they break one, they just want one, I'm just going to list mine, singles. Well, this one I only had 1 of, and it's the prettiest one, and it's the one that sold first. So I'm getting ahead of myself here. This one, the buyer paid $10.99. To ship it was $5.72. The fees were $1.68, and my profit was $3.59. So when I get to the other style, I'll show you that. Okay, then I was excited to sell one of the books that had been listed in our eBay store prior to me taking it over. It is by Barbara D'Amato. It's from the Cat Marsala mystery series called Hard Bargain, and the buyer paid $7, and the shipping was $3.82. Media mail, and the fees were $1.39, so I came out with $1.79. So I was just fine with that. I'm pretty sure I had gotten that book free, or it had come in like a big fill-a-bag sale several years ago. Then the next item is a lot of stickers. Stickopotamus brand. And, oh, no, it wasn't a lot. It was one single item, a Native American. Now, you have to be careful when you're listing things that have Native American in the title. I had to put this in quotes because that's the name of the sticker. When I first listed this and was using the words Native American, it got flagged that if I was going to be selling Native American artifacts or whatever, that there was, limitations on that. Well, that wasn't what I was doing. It's just stickers. So I had to word my title so that it would go through without any trouble. And it sold right away. I listed it on the 19th of October. It sold on the 21st. So that was a fast sale. The buyer paid $3.50. I think I had listed it for $3.99 and took a best offer of $3.50. 58-cent stamp, 77-cent fees, so I made $2.15. Now, you might be wondering, because those of you who know I am Native American, why I didn't want to keep those for myself, because I am a scrapbooker, although I haven't worked on my albums in ages. I just didn't think I would need those stickers for anything in particular that I'm going to be working on. So, and it was just the one little strip, and I thought, I'll just let these go. The next thing was another jigsaw puzzle. This one is another buffalo puzzle from the Country Life collection, Antique Barn, and same price here, $14.99, but I didn't have as good of a box, so my shipping cost for it was $11.19. The eBay fees were $2.31, and I only got a profit of $1.49. On the other puzzle, I had made a profit of like $4. So it really makes a difference to have the right kind of box, even if you have to do what they call Frankenbox, where you just basically build a box and make it as small as you can in order to keep your shipping costs down. The next thing was a lot of 2 Scooby-Doo DVDs. These were my daughter Emily's, and she had not watched these in ages, so I was like, hey, what do you think? Let's sell these. And the buyer paid $7.19. I did take a best offer on that, I remember. In fact, now that I said that, I've got a clip of this and the jigsaw puzzle. So, I'll play that in just a second. But so for the 2 Scooby-Doo DVDs, the buyer paid $7.19, and it was $3.19 to ship them media mail, and the eBay fees were $1.35, so I made $2.65. Now, let me go now to the next 2 clips. You're going to see, again, some of these things that I just mentioned, but I've got this footage. I don't want to waste it, so I may as well go ahead and show it to you, and then I'll come back and we'll go through the last few things for October. So it's still Saturday. I got my other stuff ready to go and had a little bit of time, and I kind of wanted to make one more sale. So I looked at some of the items that had watchers, and this was one of them, and I sent out an offer and then got a counter offer of $4 and decided to go ahead and take it so that I can get in one more sale today. It's just a couple of Scooby-Doo DVDs. Sorry, Emily was bumping my elbow. And we didn't get rid of all the Scooby-Doo, but just trying to downsize a little bit, and she hadn't watched these in a long time. So, I usually ask her, I'm like, is it okay to sell these or whatever? And she's pretty good about making those choices. So we're going to pack this up and head to the post office. Okay, so it is Saturday morning, October 22nd, 23rd? I've lost track. Anyway, I'm shipping this out this morning. It is a Buffalo Puzzle Country Life Antique Barn, which I think is a pretty cool design. This is from a bag of free puzzles that was given to me. And this is the second one that I've sold. I forget how many were in the bag total. Maybe, I don't know, like 8 maybe. I decided to send one to my sister that had a bunch of quilts on it. And then this is the second one that I've sold. So I forgot to film any yesterday. I've already wrapped this up. This is a votive cup holder for a wall sconce. I'll kind of show you, let me pause this and go over here and show you sort of what it is. So when my mom started painting, she bought a bunch of these home interiors wall sconces. Now, she didn't paint this. That's a Renoir. But I do have a few odds and ends of ones that I'm just not using anymore. So this that you're seeing in this video is a red diamond pattern from Home Interiors. And I have 3 extras of those, and I have those listed. But the one that's sold was just a single one that is actually a clear pink glass that was actually probably my favorite. And one got broken, and I've just had the other one rolling around in my yard sale box. And so the next item was a lot of various Halloween decorations that I decided to go ahead and clear out. We had kind of decided that we weren't really going to decorate for Halloween anymore, so I wanted to go ahead and just let my old vintage decorations go, and we had some newer things that, you know, we had, you know, as the girls were growing up. And so I put all of the breakables together and ended up selling these for a total of $20. I think I did take a best offer. They were $12.16 to ship, and $2.95 were the fees. So I only came out with a profit of $4.89, but it was fine. We weren't ever going to use these things again. There was like a couple of candle holders and just some little figurines. I did get some really nice feedback, and this cat, I don't know if you can see in the picture, the biggest item is a cat, and it had a all of this, well, it was a mixture of things. The cat was made of resin, and it had this tail that came out, and, you know, I was just so worried that that tail was going to break that I put like an air pocket in between the cat and the tail, and, you know, bubble wrap all around, and I really wrapped it as best I could. And I had a great box for it that was already lined with styrofoam that my daughter had brought me from her work. So the interesting thing is, I don't know if you can see from the picture, the little pumpkin that the cat has a little green stem on it. That stem got broken. And the person who bought it wrote me back, and she said, this was the most amazing packing job ever. You know, she was a seller too. And she said, you know, this is better than anything, you know, you did a better packing job than anything I've ever done, or, you know, something to that effect. She said, but the craziest thing is the tail is perfect, but that little green stem on the pumpkin broke off. She goes, I'm not complaining though. She said, I'm sure it can be easily glued back on. I'm not worried about it at all. I just wanted to let you know. And I was like, oh my goodness. I wrote her back. I said, I was so concerned about the tail that I didn't even think about that little stem. And you know, but anyway, just wrap your breakables carefully, because they have to be cushioned enough so that any kind of impact is not going to cause them to break. Then the next thing was a mixed lot of safari animals, and I hope that I have the right picture here. I sold this lot for $9. The shipping was $3.88. The fees were $1.48, so my profit was $3.64. All right, the next item is a Disney 12x12 Christmas scrapbook album, and I do have some footage of it. I actually shot this footage earlier in the month when it sold the first time, and when I was printing out the shipping label, I realized that the person who bought it lived in my county. And I messaged her and I said, hey, do you want to just do local pickup? Because this is going to be, you know, $12 to ship it. So if you want to just meet up like at the library or something, you know, you can save that money. And she's like, oh yeah, let's do that. So I canceled the sale and relisted it as local pickup only, so that, you know, somebody else wouldn't snatch it out from under her before, you know, she could buy it again. And then she didn't buy it. And meanwhile, I had a couple of other people messaging me, you know, are you able to ship this item? You know, I'm interested in this item. And so I finally got in touch with her, and she said, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't need it now. You know, is that okay? And I said, sure, that's fine. I've already got a couple of interested people. So then I had to go back and change the listing to where I would ship it, and then it sold right away. So anyway, here I'll go to the footage and show you the album. It's a beautiful album. And then I'll come back, and I've got 4 more items after that. Oh, let me tell you, I sold it for $28.20. It was $12.06 to ship and $4 in fees, so my profit was $12.14 on the album that you're about to see. Hey everybody, I was just about to wrap up this package, this album, and get it mailed. And I thought, well, while I'm thinking about it, I may as well film a little bit, because whenever I did my episode 2, I mentioned that I did list a bunch of scrapbooks and photo albums, but I only showed a couple of them. And this one's a really nice cover. The inside is, you know, there's really not much to speak of. It does have some plain paper, like scrapbook paper, stuck on the inside. But the cover is really phenomenal. It's got these embossed Christmas designs. And, of course, the Disney characters, Mickey and Pluto, are on the front. And it says, hey there, hi there, ho, ho, ho there. And as well as on the spine. And I think on the back, no, I was wrong. There's a different one I have that has some other characters on the back. This one just says Disney theme park merchandise, like Buena Vista, Florida. But on the inside, it has nice end papers, and then there's a couple of white inserts. I think there may be 3 of each color, and then some evergreen, 3 of those, and some gold, 3 of those, and then I guess probably navy blue, and then cranberry. So, a nice album. I had it listed for, I think, $18.99, and I got an offer of $13.99. And I almost countered back like $15.50, and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to squabble over $1.50. I'm just going to accept the offer and let it go and bless someone with it. This was from the huge windfall of scrapbook stuff that my friend gave me. And it can go to a happy home, I hope. So I just thought I would show you that real quick. Now I'm going to get it wrapped up and send it on. Okay, 4 more things. The next thing is a VHS tape of the Backyardigans called It's Great to Be a Ghost. This had been my daughter Emily's. Very well used. Still sold for $8. The shipping was $3.19, and the fees were $1.53. It was sold on October 26th, so hopefully they got it in time for Halloween. And my profit was $3.28. The next thing is an item that, it's an old item that has been in our store for a while. My husband used to make baskets with a friend from work who had learned the trade from his father-in-law. And so he taught my husband how to do it, and they did this for a few years, way back, like 20 years ago. And we used to take them and sell them at craft fairs and whatnot. And so we still have a few of them around. And he just went ahead and listed some of, you know, a few years ago. So there are, when I took over the store, there were 3 still listed in our store. I don't have a photo of the one that sold, but I can show you one of the ones that we still have listed, just so you get an idea of what it's like. It's a handmade basket. My husband made the baskets, and the fabric top of the one we sold had a design with snowmen and snow ice cream. I think it had a little recipe printed in the fabric for snow ice cream. It was really cute. So we still have 2 of those left. This one sold, not this one, but the one we sold, the buyer paid $19.70. It cost $11.19 to, did I say that? I'm sorry. $19.70 is what the buyer paid. Cost $11.19 to ship. The fees were $2.93, and we got a profit of $5.58. But for something that's just sitting around that we're not going to use, you know, that's fine. Then the next item, the next to last item, is a lot of SeaWorld themed and water stickers. This sold for $12. It cost me $3.88 to ship it and $1.92 in fees. So I had a profit of $6.20. And I like to combine, like with my sticker lots, a lot of these are new in the package, and then some are open and are used. And, you know, I don't know, some people may tell you differently, and I may go back and change some, but so far I haven't had any complaints. If everything is new but one or two things, I will usually go ahead and put new, and then in my listing I will say, this is what the lot is, and then for free I'm throwing in these partially used sheets as a bonus, that kind of thing, so that it looks like I'm selling the new and you're getting the used as a free gift. So I list those as new. If it's pretty much half and half, even if there's some new items there, I'll just list it as used, and then I'll say in the description, some of these are new, and in the second box of description where you describe the product, I will sometimes go ahead and just type out a description of each individual sheet or strip or package that's in the lot. So it's a lot of work depending on, you know, how many there are, but once you kind of get on a roll of doing it, it's not too bad. Then the very last thing I sold in the month was also very exciting. I think I showed this in my episode 1 or 2 video, because I listed this on September 13th. So, you know, right in the early part of my listings. This is something that had been floating around in my yard sale stuff for a while, not going anywhere. You know, most people would have donated it by now. I got this free from my neighbor who had passed away a few years ago. The very first thing I sold, which I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the Tupperware salt and pepper shakers, same place. This came from her house. It is an Easy Punch automatic embroidery machine, vintage from the 1980s. It was still new in the package. And I looked these up, and I was amazed that anybody even knew what they were to buy them. There were quite a few sold comps for this. So I listed it. I sold it for $24.95. It cost me $4.68 to ship, and the fees were $3.43, and I made a profit of $16.84 on an item that has literally been bouncing around in my garage that I had no idea what to do with. So I messaged the buyer and I said, I would love to see a picture, because she wrote me and she's like, I'm so excited to get this. And I said, please send me a picture of whatever you make with it, because I have no idea what you make with this item. I really don't. Anyway, that was the last thing I sold in the month of October. Thank you so much for watching. I will probably then be back. Before I do another what sold, I want to do a haul video of some of the things that I have been buying to resell. I have bought a good bit of plush and toys at yard sales. I have also been to a couple of big book sales, and I mean, books are going to be my niche once I don't know. I haven't sold any stuffed animals yet to know if I want to stick with that, because they require a little more cleaning. So we'll see how that goes. It's right now up in the air. But books are always going to be something that I'm going to enjoy selling. I love to read, and I love to go to book sales. I know how to shop for books. I know how to find books. So in the long run, that's going to be my thing. But my goals right now are not only to earn enough money to renovate the kitchen. My goals are to clean house and, you know, purge a lot of the things that I know we have that are sellable. So, you know, I know Chris from Daily Refinement always talks about niching down and just, you know, getting, you know, down to like one thing that you can really focus on and be successful at. I'll get there eventually, but right now I got a lot of stuff and I just want to move it on out. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.